I don't know how crazy we can get here.
You can get you can get as crazy as you want. I was going to have you detail what you did with poor Jared in Montreal.
I mean,
Jared in Montreal, that was different. There's no strip clubs here.
I just like how you open up with car crashes, gunshots, but the one thing you got to hold back on is an Iowa karaoke story. Now that one, I don't know if that's ready for the air.
Pat Mayo Experience.
Back for Thursday number 3 on the Pat Mayo Experience. Code Mayo at Underdog. If you haven't figured that out yet, that would be helpful. If you go do that. CJ Sullivan, Kenny Kim stepping in for this Thursday edition. Kenny, what was the story you were about to tell us? It sounded insane.
Okay, so I was lighting up a cigarette, and I was just introducing myself to CJ, and I was talking about how, he was like, oh, guy's smoking. And I just said that, these cigarettes have gotten me out of jams before. Right.
It was not in a judgmental way, real quick. I was just saying it was a good look because you're on mute and the smoke was coming through, and you're like, the right kind of cigarettes or smoke have gotten me out of situations. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes. So
I just want to save myself there.
So a few years ago, I drilled somebody, a pedestrian. I fucked him up pretty bad. It wasn't my fault. I didn't get in trouble. I didn't have to pay for anything because it wasn't my fault, but it was still horrible. Right. I was in Southeast DC in going to a site visit, and I was leaving. Not the best neighborhood. Okay. I make it right. I don't see the guy. He's not in the crosswalk. He's about 10 feet in front of it, and I'm looking at the crosswalk. I don't see one. I pull up, and I hit him right on the left side. Like, I see his feet, like, next to me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Pretty bad. Like, I fucked him up. It reminded me of Revenge of the Sith at the end, where Anakin's like crawling to get out of the lava. That's how this guy was crawling to the sidewalk. It was horrible, right? And so I stop, I pull over, of course. The cops come, and I guess this guy was like a very popular kid in the neighborhood. Like he taught he was he volunteered at the YMCA, at the boys club and stuff like that. He was like a really centerpiece of the community when I hit him. And so I'm there, I'm a wreck. I mean, this is horrible, right? I felt so bad. The guy was jacked up, right? I got a big car. I got 4Runner Limited, so it's coming at him. And so I'm there. The cops are there, and the whole neighborhood comes out. Right, the whole neighborhood comes out. The grannies, the aunties come out with their moo-moos, and they're talking. And oh my God, this guy, whatever, talking about how good this kid was, and everyone's looking at me in a way. Okay, and so the cops are there, and I'm like, oh shit, I need something to drink. I'm not really feeling great at this point in time, and so I asked the cop. I was like, can I walk over to the 7-Eleven here and just get something to drink, man? I need something to calm me down. After what happened. And so I'm like, all right. So I start walking down there, and these 3 guys that were around the accident scene, big guys, they follow me to behind me in the 7-Eleven. I was a little worried because, I just did run over one of their boys, right? A little bit worried, right? And so I see them coming. The first thing I do is I turn around when I get there before I go in, and I light up a cigarette. And I smoke these.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so I light it up, and they come up to me, and I was like, oh man, I'm so sorry. I was like, oh, you guys want to, I didn't see him. I feel so bad. I was like, you guys want to smoke? And they're like, oh, you smoke Newports? I was like, yeah, I smoke Newports. You want some? Here. And I give them each, and it felt like I got out of a situation.
Yeah.
In that time that could have been very detrimental to my health.
They're like, well, he wasn't that great of a kid anyway, since you have Newports. He was a little bit there. He kind of fudged some of those grades, but you're all right with me. I like that.
The messed up thing is I have no idea what happened to the guy. I put my insurance claim in. The police report was filed. My insurance tried to get in touch with them for months. Nothing happened. The police report, they couldn't find the police report anymore. I have no clue what happened to this guy. I'm hoping he's still alive.
Yeah, well, it sounds like they run that racket every week. basically just for 3 Newports, really, if they can get an insurance claim there. But yeah, that's the old insurance scam.
There
See if
you
we
go.
can get some Newports out this guy.
Yep.
So was this more terrifying for you in that moment, more or less than that time you found the bullet hole in your wall?
I didn't find the bullet hole in the wall. I heard the bullet come into my house. It's not like, wait, it's not like I was like, where did that come from? It's like, pop, 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 pop. I'm like, oh, what the fuck just happened? Yeah, that story was crazy too. Because the guy, so my neighbors right here, I live in this townhouse. My neighbors, it's rented out. And so they usually rent to college kids. And these guys have been living here for a while. Good kids. But they have these parties every Friday where they make some money. One of the guys is a DJ, right? And the other one is a security guy. And so they have these parties where they wand people before they go in. And they have a really huge patio, like a deck out back. And so they party out there. It's fine. They're kids. I was a kid once. I don't hate it Fridays and Saturdays. As long as they keep it Fridays and Saturdays, and they ain't keeping me up all night on the week. And so one night, I guess what happened was a guy was wanded in the house and they had a gun on him. They wouldn't let him in. And so while he was walking away, he just turned around and just started shooting up the houses, all in there. And I live like half a block from the police station. I would figure it's normally a safe place, but it's not anymore because like a mile down the road, 2 cops got killed here recently. But you would expect Fairfax, Virginia normally used to be a very, very safe neighborhood, and I wouldn't expect this. But so what happened was I heard the shots. I wasn't in my bedroom at the time, thank God, because if I sat up in my bed after the first shot, I could have gotten hit. Yeah, so we found the bullet holes. There's a few bullet holes, but what ended up happening was it worked out because the insurance covered not only the holes, everything that happened. The people on the deck jumped onto my deck and then, jumped onto down to the ground because there's no stairs. And then they just ran through my fence. And so I got a brand new fence built for free, which was nice. And it's a beautiful fence. And I got a dog a couple of years afterwards. So it worked out great. No one got hurt, but it was definitely a moment. Wow.
So the insurance covered your fence, but not an honor student that you ran over.
Basically,
yes. I like that. I think that's it. That sums up our country.
It sounds just like it.
Yeah, that's a catch-22. When a guy shows up to the party with you see it and he's got a gun, you don't want to obviously let him into the party with a gun, but you also don't want to turn him away because then he's going to use the gun to express his anger for not being into the party.
Yeah.
CJ, is this what you thought you were walking into when we jumped on the line?
Exactly. This is what we did during rehearsal. All we did was war stories, bullet hole stories. I love it.
Tell people about you because it's your first time on the show. If people are unfamiliar with CJ Sullivan, where can they find you and what do you do and why are you on the show?
That's a great question. Now, you can probably answer one of those. My show is called The Bottom Line Bombs. It's on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, SGPN, with Sean Green and Ryan Kramer. My show is personal. It's The Bottom Line Bombs. It's a combination of comedy and gambling picks with bits for tobacco use only. I like to say it is. I do other shows on SGPN, but that one's my main show. I do that one a couple times a week. I also do stand-up comedy. I tour all around, and then we shared each other's, we follow each other, and here we go. And then Pat Mayo slides into my DMs, and here I am on an unnamed show. Can't wait. That's how I got here.
Yeah, maybe you can come up with a name. I don't know. Again, I will ask the people if you got better suggestions this time, dump them in the comment section. That would be helpful. Also, sub to the channel, hit the like, all that stuff gets the algorithm going.
Right.
And we'll be good on that front. So let's reverse it to sports. I did have a few topics here, and shout out to Jared because he'll be coming in with some too. So, Kenny, I'll throw this to you. Do you want to talk about how much I hate the combine or GLP-1 and addictive prevention?
I mean, I use GLP-1, so that could be something that we could talk about that I'm familiar with. The combine, I don't really pay attention to.
Yeah, well, that's okay. So let's start there. Let's start with the combine. I don't understand the point of the combine anymore. Who is paying attention to this except for people who get paid to cover football, jerk each other off about, whoa, look at this guy's hands. Like, does anyone actually care about this?
I know. It's insane. I was so dumb. I thought that that player from Miami, the defensive end, was good because I watched him play football, but then I found out he has short arms, and apparently that means he's not good. I watched him, in all the playoffs dominate, and then they're saying, nope. Not at all. He has 31-inch arms. They're like, 31-inch arms. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. It's still like Like when I just don't know my jacket size, seam, arm, whatever. I don't know what is a good number or a bad number. Like then they're like, oh well, Michael Parsons is 32. I'm like, what's it? Another inch? What's the difference? Like, it's just so weird when they have them in shorts and running track and track shoes and spandex with the blocks. Like no wide receiver runs a route with running blocks out there. It's just insane. And who cares about a 40 time?
Kenny, it's like when the dunk contest used to mean something because MJ was in the dunk contest or Vince Carter was in the dunk contest. None of the good college guys are going to be drafted inside the top 20 or participating at the combine anymore. Why do I care about this?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, there used to be a time where I cared about it, right? When I was like really heavy into football and I loved football and it was the shit and I was live and die, breathe, all I could do. But in the last 10 years, I don't know if it's the quality of the game or how shitty my team has been.
You were hold on. You were on this show no less than a year ago talking about the future, how great Washington is, how excited you were. Now they're shitting again?
But that's it. It's my team that's really the only ones I care about now. Like, and that's all sports. Like, sports just doesn't do it for me as much as it used to anymore, except for my local teams, right? I will live and die with my local teams. When it comes to the whole broad aspect of the NFL, the NBA, I don't give a fuck anymore. And I think it's because the product's been watered down, especially the NBA. And the NFL just doesn't, I don't like the way everything's going to being pussified. I get it. Like, these guys they make a lot of money. They got to stay healthy. I understand that. But I feel like the essence of the game has been lost, where it was like that give me, me against you, mano a mano in the trenches. And like, I will hit you as hard as I can, any way I can, and knock that ball loose. That's what I loved about football, right? And nowadays it's just not like that. Everything's just catered to the offense, and it sort of brought me down. So I really don't care about the combine. It's basically a cattle call, right, for these guys to go out and show their shit. But like, does it really matter? Like, guys who run 4-1 40-yard dashes, like, how many of them actually have been good? Like, not many.
CJ, you have a team you root for?
Yeah, I'm an Eagle fan. But combine, we're all no colors in the combine. It's all underwear. But yeah, no, I am a Philadelphia fan. That's where I was born and raised. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think a lot of it is what you're saying about not caring anymore. Is this is when you get older, and especially when you start gambling, you easily can separate. The passion is definitely gone. But like, you're right. The hometown team is like when you get that feeling like, oh, I remember this feeling. Yeah, I remember caring about things and not looking at it through a cold, dark lens of backdoor covers.
Well, you're also an Eagles fan, so there's nothing they can do to make you feel good.
You've been all right.
No, it's our birthright to hate.
But let's say Jalen Hurts decides he quits football tomorrow, and let's say or last week before the combine, you're like, wow, the Eagles are in the market for a quarterback now, and then you go to watch the combine to get hyped about the next guy that they draft, and none of the top 4 quarterbacks are doing anything there. They pass on that. Like, that's not fun for you.
Or they show up and they don't participate in some of the events, like Carson Beck and Diego, whatever. They just like, yeah, we're not going to run the 40. We're not going to throw this. We're not going to throw it all. Like, what do you mean not going to throw? You're a quarterback. We're going to have another day in Vanderbilt. You guys can come see us there. I just wanted to hang out and hype that up and tell you, well, why are you even in Indianapolis? It's so bizarre. And I'm mad too because I bet on Beck to run slower than a 4.8 40. Because he said he hasn't ran in years, but he claimed he ran a 4.7, and all old people do that. Yeah, I ran a 4.7 back in the day. He was going to run a 5. It was going to be great.
What do you guys think you guys run in a 40 right now?
Whew. I could drink a 40 faster, maybe.
I played darts yesterday for an extended amount of time, and I can barely walk. I'm not even joking. Like, if you lean forward on that front foot so much, right? And like, I literally can barely walk today after playing darts.
Well, you gotta go retrieve them, come back every time. I mean,
it sounds devastating. Jared, you're a dartsman. You have a dartboard up in your room playing online with your friends.
I do, yeah. No, what Kenny said is fucking bang on, man. The calf, the hamstring, like behind the knee, that area.
The hamstring, the calf, and then this little place right here in the arm.
Yeah.
Like not the other side of your elbow.
It's your tennis elbow.
Darts elbow. We played for like 8 hours. We were gambling. I lost like $1,200. So like it was like intense, right? And we were hammered too. So that sort of came into it. But like I could barely walk a 40-yard dash right now.
Well, Jared's young. He should be spry with this. He started playing hockey again, and like dude couldn't walk.
Yeah, but he hurt his banjo string, and that's got to fuck shit up probably for a while, right?
Awesome. Yeah, no, hockey hurt way less than playing darts for a few hours. Actually, in real life. Yeah. No, calf was fucked. It was absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
No, I played golf. I played golf before I played darts, and I was fine. Like I wasn't sore. It was my first round of the year, no problem. Then 8 hours of darts killed me.
What's it like playing golf in February? That sounds glorious.
It was great. Played Saturday. Shout out to the Roosevelt Golf Club. I told them I'd give them a shout out on the show. They're big fans. We have a little Saturday Skins game. It was hot. Actually, it was crazy hot. It was like 85 or something. It was like the hottest day in February history. So got a little uncomfortable. It's not all paradise out here, fellas. I know you guys are all snowed under, but it can get steamy out here. But it's one of the only advantages of golfing year round for sure. It's great.
I checked the weather. It's minus 12 here right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's no fun.
Yeah, I'm playing this Saturday too. It's supposed to be 70. I played this past Saturday. It was 60. It's supposed to be 70 this Saturday. I was able to find a tee time 7:30, but I sort of like playing early in the morning.
Yes, for sure. You gotta get out there before the sun roasts.
I mean, you guys are larger individuals versus someone like me. So in our core group, there's 2 bigger guys, 2 smaller guys, and they always talk about fat man golf. That they want it to be like a little bit misty, not too hot, and like a bit wet on the ground. And that's like ideal temps. Like I like it when it's, I don't know what it would be in Fahrenheit, like 90 degrees. That's what I want to play in at all times. That's when I start to thrive playing golf. When it's too cold, my hands get cold. And I'm not talking about like when it's like actually cold, but like 60 degrees, that's not warm enough for me. Do you guys prefer it when it's colder than hotter?
I don't prefer 90 degrees in anything in life, to be honest with you. I don't. That just sounds like a lot of sweat. So no, I would go 75, of course. Who wants it hot? That's insane.
I don't mind the heat anymore. I used to. I was a little bit heavier in the past, and as I've gotten older, I've sort of gone from running hot to running cold. I get cold very easy now that I'm old, and I've lost a little bit of weight. So I don't mind the 90 degrees. I mean, of course, 75, 80 would be ideal, right? But I mean, I'll play 90, 95, even 100. Once we get the triple figures is when I start, and we deal with a lot of humidity here in the Mid-Atlantic, and so that tends to accentuate the temperatures. But I'd rather have it 100 degrees than 30.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's true. And you definitely feel it if you're playing bad too. Like I started feeling the sun beat down me like once I tripled on number 8 there, and then it's like, oh yeah, now I'm like Moses in the desert getting back. I'm like, what am I doing out here? Just I'm gonna drop these clubs and walk off. But yeah, it starts hitting you if you're not playing well. Then
another thing is I don't drink on the course.
Me neither.
Barely anymore. I used to. It used to be a social thing. I just go out. It was part of the deal of playing golf. But now, like, I actually want to get better. And like the goal to play golf is to play good golf. It's not to just hang around with your boys and get shitty. Like I like hanging around the boys. I just avoid the shitty part so I can play well. And so without the booze, 95 degrees is not as difficult.
That's true.
Humidity is not something I ever really experienced growing up. We don't get a ton of it here. Just living direct. I live 100 yards from the ocean. It's windy all the time, not a ton of humidity. When I started moving around, like moved to Toronto, moved to New York, all of a sudden, like it was like totally. So like 90 degrees here would not be 90 degrees there, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, for sure. And I agree. I also agree with the no drinking on the golf except for 2 scotches before and for the back, because doctor recommends that for the back. That's just loosen you up, but you don't take anything when you go out there. But yeah, that ocean breeze is definitely nice.
There's certain groups of guys that I know when I'm playing with them, we're getting shitty, and I have that plan, you know. But my core group of guys, we like playing, and we like playing well, and we like to gamble.
Yeah.
100%. So we tend to avoid them. And one of them is, alcoholic who is trying to recover. So to be friends, like I'm an alcoholic, but I'm not really trying to recover. Right. But he is, and he's trying to make the effort. He's got a family, wife, kids, and everything. So we're trying to be good to him.
And your service to him is holding off for a couple hours on a golf course before you start knocking him back. So you don't want to do rub in his face. So.
Kenny, I know you go on like the boys golf trip. I got mine at the end of the summer every year. And like I go on two. One of them's like with my like core group, longtime friends. The other ones are just like random pairings of like 3 friends that have one interconnection. And it's like I would say a serious golf trip, but more serious. People are there to go play some golf at some nice courses rather than some dog track where everyone's kind of getting fucked up the entire time. CJ, you do this as well?
Golf trip with the boys?
Yeah.
It sounds great in theory. I don't really have like that kind of. I mean, I have our own regular golf crew or whatever. That's like friends, but no, we don't do like a destination one too. Really, as much as one. We're on the road a lot, so I don't know. It's something we definitely should put together.
It's something you could do every day. It sounds like if you're always on the road.
Yeah, I know that's true too. But of course, we're all spread out. But you're right. I'm just making excuses. But where'd you guys go Where'd you guys go last year?
We went to Pinehurst last year.
Oh yeah, you did.
I went there 2 years ago. It's not technically a golf trip. But we do play golf. I have this auction league that I'm in, and 2 of the guys there are just absolutely loaded, right? And they basically just cover the trip. There's 10 people in the league, and like there's a wait list to get in the league.
Wow.
The league's been going on for like 15 years, 20 years. I got in like 4 years ago, right? And I was on the wait list for like 12 years, right? Like no one leaves this league because it's amazing because these guys just pay for all of us to go to different locations. We've been to Pinehurst, we've been to Tampa, we've been to Atlantic City. We were supposed to go to Vegas, and stuff like that. And they get this nice place to stay. We end up doing our auction draft. We usually play golf at least one day. So I mean, that's like the boys' trip. I mean, me and Byron and Mike, the producer for our show, we went on a trip to Iowa last year. That was a lot of fun. Overdid it a little bit, but it was a lot of fun.
So in Iowa, I feel like I always pronounce that incorrectly. I don't care at this point. If there's like the 8 people in Iowa want to come after me, they can come after me.
Two digs in Iowa there in 10 seconds, Pat.
Listen, Byron's there. Byron's listening. He's going to know. He lives there. He can deal with it. But is it one of those things where you can go play like a 5-star golf course that would cost you $300 around? It's like $20.
$80.
Yeah.
$80. So we play the Tournament Club of Iowa. They play, I guess, the U.S. Open qualifiers there and stuff like that. I think it was like 65 with a cart, 60 with a cart, or something like that. I played pretty well on that trip. Like I think I shot like 91s, 88s, like around there. I'm a 12, and for the amount of booze I was drinking, I thought that was good scores. Tournament Club of Iowa shot 125. It was not fun.
Wow,
one of the hardest courses I ever played in my life.
And then when you go to the bar, that tab is like $20 too. It's a perfect package. That's when you really can't believe in a small town.
Here's the thing: the first night I was in Iowa, okay, we go to Byron's local bar. We go to his bar. It's like 4 of us. We're getting shitty shots, beers, whatever. I'm covering the whole thing, right? We're getting fucked up. I get the bill, and it's like $88. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean it's $88? We must have had like 20 shots and 15 beers. They're like, yeah, that's how much it costs. I'm like, what do you mean that's how much it costs? And so I was like, okay, all right. I was like, okay. So I gave him $200 because I feel like that's how much I should have been spending, right? Based upon where I usually go and drink and stuff like that. I was like, all right, here's two. Basically, I was a god at that place.
It's amazing. And at that point, you're just like, well, how much is the bar? I guess I'll just buy this bar at this point.
Yeah. And so, like, we went there every night. It was crazy. One of the karaoke night there, quite possibly one of the wildest nights I've been out in my life. Just for the people that were there. Like, I don't know how crazy we can get here.
You can get you can get as crazy as you want. I was going to have you detail what you did with poor Jared in Montreal.
I mean,
Jared in Montreal, that was different. There's no strip clubs here.
I just like how you open up with car crashes, gunshots, but the one thing you got to hold back on is an Iowa karaoke story. Now that one, I don't know if that's ready for the air.
I'll post this picture when this gets released. There was a guy there. We called him Andy Reid. Right, right. That's what they looked like. And the people there was this one guy came in just tight clothing, like hoop, the dangling earrings, just singing Prince the whole fucking night. And he was great. He was great. just the people that you see at this place. You don't know, you forget, like, when you live in such a metropolitan area, right, that these people exist, right? It was so much fun. I had a great time. Those people were so lovely. I would love to. I can't wait to go back, basically.
Yeah, they do more than exist. They thrive
Yeah,
out
they
there.
do.
They are absolutely living and thriving.
I sang a little Randy Travis, and what's a just to be with you. I forget who sings that song, but the late '90s or early '90s.
Yes.
I'm the one who wants to be with you. I'm the one. I suck at it right now because I have to be drunk, right? I have to be drunk to sing. But those are my two go-to options on karaoke.
Underdogs expanding the game. You already know their player picks. Pick higher or lower on player stats. Today, Underdog prediction markets are live in 25 states. Back your squad with spreads, handicap for closer game, or totals, higher lower combined score, combined with player picks for bigger payouts. New customers play $5 on fantasy, get $75 in fantasy bonus entries. Code Mayo. Team picks, player picks, all on Underdog. Here's the thing. Endurance athletes never talk about this, but heavy lifting and training can quietly wreck sexual performance. Long cardio, high cholesterol, bad sleep, under recovery, it all hits the same systems that control blood flow and hormones. And when circulation drops, performance drops everywhere. Most guys reach for stimulants or prescriptions, but that's a blunt fix way downstream. Nitric oxide is the master switch for blood flow, endurance, and longevity. Once you understand that, Joy Mode makes total sense. If you want to support sexual performance the same way you should support training and recovery naturally and intelligently, Joy Mode has got a deal for my listeners. Go to tryjoymode.com/Mayo or enter Mayo at checkout for 20% off. Joy Mode, the electrolyte packet for your dick.
Mr. Big was that song,
Yeah,
right?
that's it.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
If you're on the road all the time, like what are
Right.
give me 3 underrated cities that I need to go to.
That's interesting. Well, I won't say anything in Iowa, so I know your attitude towards that great state of our country, but I don't mind that.
Fuck off, Des Moines.
Hey, Des Moines was cool. I had a good
I'm
time.
sure.
For
Like,
sure.
we ate at a Michelin Guide restaurant. They got some shit.
They do have a lot of shit. It is surprising there, but it's definitely flat. 100% there. Nebraska also flat. I actually like Omaha. I think Omaha's a pretty fun city, to be honest with you. It's weird because it's got all that, that new money, the Warren Buffett money, and it's like everything's like kind of clean stuff, but it's got a decent like art scene like on the other side and stuff like that. There's things you can do there in Omaha. That I only say that because that city surprised me when I was like, wow, I did not think there was gonna be anything there. But yeah, no, it's fun. Not just the zoo either. Anywhere in Colorado I like as well. It's always fun up there.
I went to Memphis last year.
Memphis
and I
is
was
great, yeah.
shocked at how much I enjoyed being in Memphis, and
Yeah.
just like like going down, like I didn't spend a ton of time downtown, like 2 days there. Like even going out at night, like the people I was with, they were with the PGA Tours. They were like, you probably don't want to go down there. It's like I'm gonna fucking go walk around. It's fine, I'm sure. So I'm just walking around, it's fucking great. Just it felt alive. I enjoy cities that feel alive when you're out in them.
I would rather be there than Nashville, to be honest with you. It's more real, Memphis.
Well, Nashville's so touristy. Yeah, it's so like.
And Nashville's got great like art scenes and stuff too. But yeah, it's ridiculous. It's just a bachelorette town now.
My favorite city in the United States is Charleston, South Carolina.
Really?
Yes, Charleston's great. Charleston's great.
You got golf. You got 8 colleges in that town, so the women are out of fucking control, right? The female to male population in Charleston is like 52 to 48. Which is a very wide margin when it comes to more females than males, and the food scene is absolutely incredible. And I love food. All right, I'm a big foodie. Right, and so the food scene, there's so many great restaurants. There's even like the best fried chicken I ever had was in Charleston, a place called Leon's Oyster Bar in the bad side of town. Of course, every major place has a bad side of town.
Yeah.
But if you can find the locations in that bad side of town that has good food, that's where you go because it's a lot less expensive and the food is amazing. The way they cook, they basically cut a chicken into 4, a whole chicken into 4s, and then they did their breading, and then they fried it once they based it with hot sauce, and then they do a little frying technique. They baste it, fry it once, come back out, and like they do something with the fat inside in between the meat and the skin, and they like eliminate the fat, and then they fry it again. So when you eliminate that fat, it creates this like super crispy skin, like a crazy crispy skin, and it holds all the moisture for the fried chicken. And it was best fried chicken I ever had. If you're ever down, it's still open. If you're ever in Charleston, South Carolina, Leon's Oyster Bar.
Love it. Do you like it better than Savannah, Georgia, Charleston?
Savannah, I loved, but I did have a little bit of issues with it.
Okay.
He hit 3 people with his car.
If you are white, it's the place to fucking be, bro.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now. If you're white and you're straight, it's the best place to be. I went with myself and my lesbian wife, right? And you could tell that she's a fucking dyke, right? You know what I'm saying? You could tell. I love her to death. She's one of she actually just passed away, but I shouldn't have said that. But I loved her so much, right? I loved her so much, right?
And I know I shouldn't laugh at that, but I'm gonna openly laugh at that setup.
Yeah. And so she had the rainbow tattoo on the back of her neck. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell. We went to this one restaurant. It was the Old Pink House. It's probably the most famous restaurant in Savannah. It used to be a former plantation home, right? The weird thing about this place, and I actually talked about with Pat from the Junkies because it's one of his favorite restaurants. And I talked to him about it. I felt a little bit uncomfortable there. I will say that because first off, it's a plantation home, and like all the servers are black. All the people going to the restaurant are old and white and rich. It just was a weird vibe.
It's got a certain plantations have an energy to it for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got a thing that you can't scrub those off the walls.
Yeah, and so like it was a little bit weird, and like we got a lot of dirty looks, mostly because of my lesbian wife at the time. And so I will say there's like certain areas of the world where if you're white and straight, it's great, and Savannah would be one of them, and Boston would be the other one.
Yeah, Boston for sure. You were talking about chicken in the bad neighborhood. And you're right. My best fried chicken I ever had was at some gas station in North Carolina where one guy came in. A lot of gas stations usually have good ones there.
Yeah, like Royal Farms?
Yeah, like there. It's like
they're okay.
Princess, yeah, there's some are good, but there's one that's it's like absolutely amazing. There's this one guy, and he comes in he didn't come into one day. It was like Saturday morning. Like, where's Earl with the chicken? Like, he didn't come in today. I gotta give him a call. Well, what happens if he doesn't come in? Like, there's no chicken. Like, all right, I guess if he's either there's chicken. If he's not, it's not. But it's the best chicken you ever had. It's incredible. I love gas station chicken.
I have a friend who would love you saying that.
Yeah.
And Kenny,
Colonel Sanders started in a gas station. That's what it was. It was like it was a drive-through thing when he invented the the slow fryer.
Kenny, if you see a Royal Farms chicken in a gas station, and you get it fresh and it hasn't been sitting in there, the shit's delicious.
Yeah.
Kenny, when you looked at that bill after karaoke and it was like $88, was that the opposite feeling that you had when you took us all out to that tasting dinner?
I knew the tasting dinner was going to cost a lot. I had planned that. I'd budgeted that. The thing about, I'm a foodie, right? And when I go on trips, I know not everybody else is a foodie. Not everybody else wants to spend $500 on a meal. So like, the only way sometimes I can get these guys out to the restaurants that I want to go to, because every time I go on a trip, I want to go to at least one amazing restaurant, right? In Montreal, we went to that one. When I went to Toronto, I got there a day before most of the guys for the Custy Awards, and I went to a Michelin star restaurant by myself, right?
Yes.
And it was amazing. So, but when you're on a group with your boys and you want to go to a restaurant like that, the only way you're going to get all of them to come is if you offer to pay, right? I mean, that's it, because guys don't want to go out and spend $200, $300, $400 on dinner where they could spend that in a week for the whole trip, right? So you sort of have to make that, concession if you want to go to a nice restaurant with your boys. And for me, I don't mind doing that. Like, I'm single, I have no kids, I'm 45 years old, I have a good job, I have disposable money, right? And if I'm going to spend it, I want to spend it on something that I really want to spend it on. Food is up there. like good, amazing, top of the line, incredible Michelin star type food. I love it.
It's a bold move saying you're going to pay for it beforehand. If people know coming in, they can go balls out with the order. Like I like when they say it, like afterwards, and like, oh, I'm going to pick this up. Like, I would have got the surf and turf. Why wouldn't you tell me that now? I wouldn't have got the salad.
It wasn't horrible. How many of us were there, Pat? I mean, it was like $2,500.
Yeah, there was 10
Maybe
of
a
us.
little bit more, 2,800. It wasn't crazy.
Yeah, 10 or 12. And I mean, part of it was we were just filming Jeff and Tim the entire time, eating all the stuff that they really didn't want to try.
Yeah. Hey, Cuss tried it all. Cuss enjoyed it.
He cussed like
Jeff
every single dish that came out.
Wait, it was filmed for content?
Yeah.
And you guys didn't pitch in for the bill? This is amazing.
Well,
you still make Kenny pay for it?
I pitched in for that.
Pat hooked it up. Different areas.
All right.
Pat gave me some dough.
Okay. Fair enough.
Can we embarrass Jared on the show?
Sure.
So when I
I
left,
want to say sure. Not Jared.
Asking the
cheers,
guests.
Kenny, mate.
Yeah, 100%. Go for it. I say yes.
So we were all together for President's Cup in Montreal 2 years ago, and we all stayed at to hear Cuss talk about the place we stayed at was. It was like his living nightmare. There was too many people. All the towels weren't completely clean. Every time he came out, he had to share a room with other people. But for everyone else, I think we all had a pretty good time doing what we were doing there the entire trip. But we went to the casino one night, and all of us went. Ran into Byron. He couldn't get American money out because like bank card wouldn't work. So he spent the entire night like dancing downstairs. I thought he was gonna take his shirt off at one point. Him and Mike, the producer of your guys' show. But I ran into Jeff, who was out of his mind. I didn't see Jared, and I saw you, and you left with them, and that's the last I saw of you guys till the morning, basically.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you right now, Jeff was insane. Insane drunk. And at that point in time, it was a lot of like stuff going on in the world that was like anti-Semitic, and like or like it was Palestine and Israel, that sort of thing was going on. And at the bar in the casino, let's just say we're surrounded by a lot of light-skinned dark people, right? There's a lot of them in Toronto, and Jeff is out there just yelling "fuck Hamas" and like at the top of his lungs and shit like that. I'm like, Jeff, I get it, bro, but like check around you before you start saying shit like that. So that was the beginning of the night, right? And so after that, I'm like, we're going to the strip club. So it was me, Jared, Jeff, and there was one more. Who was it?
Paul.
It was Paul.
Paul.
Oh, it was Paul. That's right. It was Paul. We all go to the strip club, and like, I guess I am known as the strip club guy. I don't know. That's just what.
Hold on. I believe it was called the Michael Jordan of strip clubs.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's from the strippers. They say that as soon as he comes in.
They probably do. Also, if you know how much money I spend at strip club. But yeah, what Jeff said was that
Different tasting menu.
Me walking into a strip club is the equivalent to Michael Jordan walking into the United Center.
Wow.
Basically, is what he said. Right?
They play the Alan Parsons song and everything. Just the whole entrance. Yeah.
There's a way to make yourself known when you go to a strip club. Okay, we'll do strip club 101 here on the Pat Mayo experience.
It's not yelling "fuck Hamas." That's for sure.
You have to pay first before you can start.
Yeah.
That actually happened later on. But
All right.
You walk in, there's a cover. It was like $40. I gave the lady $100. Keep the change. Right. Then you go. There's a manager. The manager is the one that you need to take care of. He will get you the right women for whatever needs you have at that time. Okay. He's basically the pimp, right? When it comes to a strip club, you hand that guy like $300. I gave him $300. I was like, I want VIP, I want bottle service, and I want at least one girl for each of us. And then I was like, my girl, make sure she likes a little extra, right? Basically, is what I said. And he knows which girls do the extra, right?
Yep.
Right. He knows. And so we went to the. We had nice VIP seating. We had bottle service. I went ahead and got everybody a dance in the back, right? In the back of, I got Jeff one, I got Jared one, I got Paul one. And the hilarious thing, the story about Jared was after he went into the back, I don't know exactly what happened, back there. I'm not sure. I'm not going to ask. But he went to the back and he came back. He's like, I got to make a call. I'm like, what do you mean you got to make a call? He's make a call here. Like, man, I got to call my girlfriend. I was like, what the fuck do you mean you got to call your girlfriend? I was like, I got to let her know what just happened. I was like, what the fuck do you mean you have to let her know what happened? What are you talking about, bro? But he called her. And then the next year when we went to Toronto, I realized why. Because, Jared, your girlfriend's a smoke show. She's absolutely stunning.
Yeah, she's fit.
And so if I was you, I probably would have done the same thing. But I probably wouldn't have paid $1,500 to go to the hotel and bang 2 strippers either. So I probably wouldn't have done that because that's what ended up happening. I got everyone to dance. Funny enough, they got a Jewish girl for Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff was all over it.
They got the little Jewish girl. The thing is, they weren't even like.
They didn't do anything.
Typical strip club shit.
They were
like they were just talking shit about Hamas.
Yeah, they're gonna complain. That's the last thing you want is a Jewish stripper. The last thing you want is a Jewish stripper
at the strip club. But yeah, so I went. The girl I was with, not the best looking, but she again
did the extra.
The extra. And so luckily enough, she didn't feel safe with just one person, so she brought her friend, and her friend was hot. And so we went to the hotel across the street, did whatever I did. I got a whole bunch of money.
I got 2 things on this.
Well, hold on. I really, this is the first time I have really wanted a camera facing you just to see your face while he was telling that was just terrific stuff.
Yeah, it was.
Michael Jordan, first of all, would not have called the girlfriend from inside the strip club. You said you would have done that, Michael Jordan. All right, go ahead. I need to hear this explanation.
Yeah. So about Jeff at the casino. I left Paul and Byron and somebody. And I was looking around, and I see Jeff posted up at the bar. He's got his drinks in hand. And I touch him, and his back is like the fucking Nile. Like, it's disgusting. And he turns around, and he's like, Jared. And keep in mind that I've met Jeff literally one time, like the day before. He's like, Jared, I'm in fucking space. He's like, I gotta go, man. And fuck the other thing. Oh, yeah, Paul's stripper. So Paul was having none of it. He was like sober. And the stripper's like, the stripper sounds like I'm being a jackass, but like I didn't know her name, obviously. And she's like smoking a vape. And Paul's like, can I have a hit of that? And she's like, no, I'm actually super sick.
Yes. Still came to work though, did you? All right, fair enough.
Fuck, she's like coughing all over the place. We're like, what the fuck are you doing, man? God.
The call of the girlfriend was inside the club, so the house music's playing over it, and rap music, like you're talking over it.
Just outside. Had to step outside. Yeah.
You said where you were and what you did, and how great of a gentleman you were.
Because she's texting me. I told her we're going to the casino, like we're having a laugh, whatever. She's like, keep in touch. I was like, well, what better time to keep in touch than right now, right at this moment? Also, like better part of 4 in the morning. I want to say, Kenny.
Probably. When you're in a strip club, it's like a casino. Time stands still.
Right.
It was rough shape at the course the next day at Royal Montreal.
They only saw a handful of Mayo Media Network employees.
That was a break day, half day.
Yeah.
For a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right.
Kenny buying tasting menus all around. Restaurants, strip clubs, everyone gets a taste.
Well, like I said, no kids, no wife.
I love it.
The food was provided for us at the course, which I was told, Kenny, was Michelin star. So,
the media food from Costa, right? Yeah. And the food was good. I enjoyed the media there. Hopefully, I might be able to getting. I might have to talk you into trying to get me media passes for the Live event. I know Vincenzi might hook it up. I've been talking to him here locally. Let's see how Live does it.
I bet you they do it well.
I bet you they do too.
Yeah. Michelin star, coincidentally, was the name of the stripper the producer was just talking about.
There you go.
I'll throw this to you, CJ. Here's a news story that I've stumbled across.
Okay.
It starts out sad, then it gets weird. So here we are. After losing her 27-year-old son to cancer in 2020, the mom used his frozen sperm and a donor egg to have his daughter via the U.S. Surrogate Program. Born in 2023, the child is legally both her daughter and her granddaughter. Your thoughts?
Sounds like one of those riddles. I know that he's a doctor. I can't operate on my son because the doctor's a woman. That kind of misogyny thing. So what happened now? Wait, when did it get sad? The cancer part?
Yeah, when the son died.
Yeah. Son died, and they got the sperm out of him?
Yeah, so he froze his sperm before he died in case anything
Okay.
happened to him. So then she went and bought like a donor egg and then put it through in vitro and had a baby. That is his daughter. That is her granddaughter, but now it's her daughter.
Well, the mom did it.
The mom did it. Yeah.
What state was this in?
You know, this I do not know.
This it's weird because it's obviously inbred, but they do have some technology. So that's throwing me for a loop there.
But it wasn't the mom's egg. She went and bought the egg from someone else.
Yeah, I mean, she's not a sicko.
I guess not.
She bought eggs at the farmer's market, brought it back in, some embryos, got the kids sample, which I imagine was in the kitchen fridge the whole time, waiting for him to go.
I don't know if I get the want to do this. Like if it was
really,
I mean, you're a parent, right? So it makes sense. For me, it doesn't because I don't have kids, so I don't understand.
Yeah, like if I lost my child, I knew that like then they were right around 30 or so, and they wanted to have kids and didn't. I don't know. To read the story to me, like the first read through, like when you hear that headline, it's like that's really twisted, and then you start thinking about it, it's like, well, I get it. I don't think I would do it, but I kind of get it.
Yeah, no. I think this story is for you, Pat, is why you brought it up here. Explain yourself. The mom and grandmom are the same person then?
Yeah. Well, it's a grandma who's raising the kid, so she's legally the mom.
Yeah, and you don't think that's odd at all. You understand that?
I mean, I think it's odd for sure. That's why I brought it up to you. But
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I guess no. Yeah, you know what? No. I'm just going to say no on this. 100% no.
Well, Kenny, how I mean, your grandma's still kicking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like my grandma basically raised me. So this is basically the same situation, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very, very. I mean, here's the thing. The closest thing I can relate this to is like my dog. Like I love my dog, and if I knew he was gonna pass away, like, and I had a chance to like clone him or something, I would because when I love the dog, right? I'd like to keep him in memory going as long as possible, and if I had that opportunity, I'd probably do it, right? But that would be the closest situation where I can relate to this.
Yeah, the only difference is, though, the dog never came out of your body and was birthed like this one, and then you didn't grab its semen and put it back inside of your body. You know, that's what this woman did, and Pat is A-okay with it.
Oh, see, I read that wrong. I don't think that she had the baby. I think it was like in vitro, like
surrogate.
Surrogate, yeah.
Someone else. Oh, I thought she had it. I thought she brought it back into her, like brought it like the cycle of life. Circle of life.
No, I think she would like she's 70 now. I don't think she was like fertile.
All right, that's not as bad. I still don't like her handling his semen as much though either.
Yeah, I agree. If she had the baby, then yes, I would. That'd be the fucking weirdest thing.
That's what I thought the story was.
No,
I once went to a brothel called Siemens. Before.
Yeah, so Siemens right there.
St. Martin has a brothel named
There's
Siemens.
Italian semen right here.
Mm-hmm. She's a Spanish TV star.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's an old Milano team, dead team.
Jared, you got a story for us?
Yeah, I got a couple.
All right, hit us.
So I was watching Seinfeld the other day.
Okay.
And that scene where Elaine is in the bathroom and she's like, "Can you spare a square?" And the woman's like, "No." And I looked at Heather and I was like, I would never fucking ask that in my life. I would wait for everybody to leave and I would walk out, like pull the pants up.
Like that squat walk?
Exactly. Yeah. And pull them up slightly and walk around and get more. So the question is, would you guys do that? If you ran out of toilet paper in the bathroom, would you ask the person next to you? Really?
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Any kind of code. And I tell you what, and we've all been in situations where you had to improvise when there was no toilet paper. And, we've all been in that situation. So, of course, you definitely spare a square and you have to, whatever's going around on newspapers, old sporting news, a sock, whatever. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you're definitely spare and square. I thought it was girl code that they did that, too. They have a whole, who knows what goes on in women's bathrooms. Anyway, it's a palace in there. You accidentally walk into one. It's like so nice.
I don't know what I worked in the restaurant industry for long enough that the women's bathroom a lot of times is worse.
What?
Really?
Oh yeah.
What were you doing in the women's bathroom?
I don't know what these women are doing out there. Like I worked in some places where like nightclubs especially, right?
Yeah.
I worked in this one nightclub in Roanoke, and I was bartender there. We cleaned the bathrooms at the end of the day, and the men's, typical shit, piss everywhere. And so, but like the women, like I don't know what they're doing. Like if they're squatting and and like shit spraying. I don't know what's going on there.
Shit spraying.
And like the stuff that's left on the sides, like the personal, women time stuff, and like if they don't have respect for the bathroom, they can really fuck it up.
I worked in a club like that as well. Same thing. Like the guy's bathroom is mostly just blow, a few extra drinks, and piss on the floor. The girl's bathroom is like 25 extra drinks, used tampons, shit. Like it's a mess.
Like shit.
Yeah.
Like because I think
of
like
shit.
us as men, I
That's
think we. I mean, like I sit on the toilet even though it's public, right? I don't care, right? I'm not going to do the defensive stance squat over the toilet and try and make it. I feel like women do that because they don't want their butts touching the toilet, and who knows where shit's flying once that happens.
I feel like it has a lot to do with the clubs you guys are going to.
Yeah,
Also,
maybe.
with the clientele. It's women's restroom where shit is just flying everywhere against the walls, and tampon fights are happening. I mean, sounds like a good brand of woman, though.
Yeah, Jared, this place you worked at, would you call it a classy establishment?
I mean, no. I've played hockey one time with a guy, and he was in the bar one night, and I was guarding the bathrooms, and he looked at me and was like, Jared, we're just gonna do some blowing out in the bathroom. And he's like 6'6", built the fuck. I was like, yeah, man, do your thing, dude. It's the one thing I was there that people not do. I was like, yeah, man, you do your coke,
You
man.
can go now.
Yeah,
I'm not
you
stepping
had
in front
that,
of this
buddy.
one.
So that's the kind of bar it was. Yeah, you can basically do whatever you wanted.
All right.
I have one more for you. That didn't get the reaction I was hoping for.
No, because you're not a team player.
Apparently. Yeah, apparently it's my fault. Okay, yeah, so I saw this on Instagram, and it was basically a thread of like things people had done on a first date that were like complete turnoffs. So it got me thinking, what would somebody have to do on a first date for you to call it then and there? Like you would leave the date early.
I'm old and fat, so I can't really, pick and choose very much often anymore. It would take a lot for that. I mean, especially if she was hot,
This specific one was like her laugh
slide.
was annoying. And so the guy was like, I could not be with you at any point if you're going to keep laughing like that.
I wouldn't call the date right there. I'd finish it.
Yeah.
I feel like I have enough like class to be like not make a thing of it and be like, all right, nice meeting you. See you later.
Right.
I mean, I shit my pants in a date, and that ended it.
What?
that sounds like you're in the women's room. That filthy women's room.
That's the Butterfish story. Everyone, most people know that story.
Yeah.
Did you shit your pants to get out of the date, or did shit the pants happen and then
No,
the date
it was.
over?
I didn't realize I was shitting my pants.
Right, a shark
Because
situation.
I had eaten something with a heavy oil content. It was called Butterfish, and we're back at her place after the meal.
Yeah,
and she's on the white pleather sofa, and all of a sudden I start sliding on the sofa. I'm like, what's going on here? What's going on? And then I realized like my asshole had been leaking to be known unbeknownst to me.
White couch.
At the time. And I was definitely going to smash. It was like the third date. I planned it out perfectly, right? Listen to her for the first 2 dates, which is usually my attention span for women. That's why I'm single at 45. But I listened for those first 2 dates. She liked Japanese food. She liked, Hawaii. She liked being near a harbor because she was a Navy brat. So I took her to Baltimore, took her to the harbor, took her to a Hawaiian Japanese fusion restaurant, and I ordered something called Butterfish. And then what I did not realize afterwards is after I started sliding, I was like, I knew I was going to, I was like, something came up. I have to run. And I basically pulled my back to her the whole way, never showed her my back. And I looked at the couch. There was a big green stain sitting there. And so I left, went to the car, and I Googled what I ate. And it says if you eat more than 6 ounces, it can cause anal leakage. And I ate probably like a 10-ounce portion, and my anal was leaking.
She gets part of the blame for having a white couch, though. I'll say that. I'll give you credit for that. White couches are diabolical.
This may be the first episode of this show since Cam went on some of his rants that might get rated X by YouTube, Kenny. So that's congratulations. That's quite an achievement.
But he did come up with a great show title, Anal Leakage, not in the leader in the clubhouse for the new Pat Mayo show. Anal Leakage, I say.
Oh, boy.
That seems like it's kind of on you, though, for eating butterfish on a third. When you
I
know you're going to
know.
smash, right? It seems like it's on you.
Here's the thing. Like, it was a
He's a
date. Like,
he's a
I
foodie.
never tried it before. I'm like, oh, yeah. Well, it's not just that. When you're with a girl, a lot of girls like people who like to try exciting new things,
Absolutely.
right? That's a trait that, like, women
Absolutely.
like in men, right? And so you're like, oh, I've never tried this before. Let's try it. I'm always down for new stuff, right? That was part of the routine to try and get in the pants.
Yeah, here's a man who's daring, who doesn't care about the repercussions that are going to come later on, and you might have to Google.
If I had known what the repercussions were, I would not have eaten that much.
She obviously didn't know either. She probably should have gave a warning. Yeah. How many ounces did you have?
It was like 10 ounces.
Oh, yeah.
Now, like, give this motherfucker the biggest piece of butterfish so he leaks out of his butthole on this date, because I know he's on a date. And I know he's about to smash. Let's fuck with him.
Oh, they couldn't believe you ordered it. Oh my God! Somebody ordered the butterfish. Let's get out of the cellar. Give him all the ounces.
It was delicious.
I bet.
I am really dreading now because
it's also called escalar. If you see it, it's called escalar. Also, just a heads up for all you guys out there.
All right, fair enough.
My wife is due in about 2 weeks, so the plan is that if I have to miss time, Kenny, that Cust is going to host the show in my spot for just maximum laughs. I might have to schedule you two to come back when Cust is hosting, because he may have ran out the door by now.
Yeah, he wouldn't last the whole show.
No.
Oh my God, this is amazing. Amazing stories. Yeah, that's a red flag. I guess shitting the pants would be a red flag if to answer the date question. Either way, if a woman shit her pants at the table, I think I would end the date. If she takes into that filthy women's room where they're having tampon fights, let her have at it. That I wouldn't cancel the date for. But other than that, yeah, pants shitting I think I will go with as my number one red flag.
Do you normally like drive to shows or you take flights?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it depends. Usually I'll fly to a city, and then if I'm doing a bunch of one-nighters, then you drive around. Like I'll go to Denver and then drive around to other Colorado towns. But usually I'll fly in and out for the weekend or something. That's the goal. That's the goal.
Do you have an airport routine, like what you do the night before? How do you get ready? How do you attack getting to the airport? Do you think about any of this stuff, or you just show up?
No, I'm pretty good. I mean, it's pretty involuntary. There's people who've traveled and seen what an airport is before, and then there's the other half of the people out there who have they just don't know what is going on. Like they don't know what a line is, or trying to go through with hand grenades. Like, what? Have you never been to an airport before? There should be two separate sections, I think, for people that know how life works, and then the other bunch who are just out into the world for the first time. It seems like, but yeah, no, it depends on the airport. I fly out of LAX a lot, which is the worst place in the world, and then sometimes if I'm going to Vegas, I'll go out of Burbank all the time, which is the best place in the world, the best airport. That you can like drive up to the tarmac like in the 70s, like Catch Me If You Can, DiCaprio with 7 Pan Am flight attendants on your arm. It's amazing. Like there's like you just do whatever you want there. Other than that, I mean, if you know what you're doing, whatever, you got the pre-check and all that stuff. How funny was that when they canceled pre-check for a day and everyone went nuts? Like, what? This is when I finally get political. You're gonna take pre-check away from us? Like now I have a stance. And they're like, all right, you're right. We put it back. We were just teasing you. We just want to see how furious you would get.
I'm always in awe whenever I go to the States, and like especially doing like an American city to an American city. Obviously, I'm traveling in from Canada. Just the amount of signs being like, you can't bring your gun on the plane. It's like,
nope.
What? Not that I think you should be able to bring your gun on a plane, but having to tell people that is shocking stuff.
Yeah, very un-American, really, to not be able to bring a gun onto a plane. Because who's going to shoot the other guys with the guns?
That's true.
Where
do they get the guns from?
Right. They made it out of the gift shop. There's a guy on YouTube who made like bombs and guns out of all stuff you could buy in the gift shop once you get through security in the airport, like with the lighter fluid and all that shit. It's hilarious.
Did he get demonetized?
They definitely came after him, but then he like taught him the tricks. It's kind of like just like Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, and then Kenny, you can catch him on Rumble if you want to.
It's a little more aggressive on Rumble.
A buddy of mine just flew back from St. Martin and got kicked off the flight on the first flight.
Really?
I hadn't seen that in a while. They were wasted. They were lit. Yeah, they were saying some stupid shit, and they got the boot right before. I had to stay another night in St. Martin for like $700.
I will say this: one time I was hungover, coming back from Chicago, I think it was, and flying to LA. I was very hungover, so I didn't look great. I didn't look tip top, but I was in plenty condition to sit on a plane and fly. I was, and but the flight attendant was a little. He was a little concerned, and I didn't even realize he called. He called the cop, whatever the cops, and had me removed because he didn't feel safe with me on there. He said, he literally said, I'm responsible for 100 souls. I was like, calm down with the fucking 100 souls. And so next thing you know, I was just like, whatever, not paying attention because there's cops around me. Like, you got to go. I'm like, what happened? He's like, this guy didn't say you're safe. And I'm starting to argue. Like, what are we talking about? I'm just sitting here, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, everyone's got their phones and they're filming it. And I'm looking around like, oh, this is happening now. I'm now the guy on a plane being filmed who's going to be removed. Yeah, like I'm getting removed. I mean, this is amazing. I'm like, okay, well, this is a no-win situation. And then he's like, you think you're ready to fly? I'm like, I'm not ready to fly. I'm like, I'm not in a condition to fly the plane, but I can sit in the fucking plane. And then even the Chicago cops were like, yeah, this is just Chicago. We just can't send you to a city like LA. You'll scare them, I guess.
Did you have to leave the plane?
Yeah, that's it. Once they're on there, you have to go.
So were you sitting in coach or were you sitting first class?
No, I was all the way in the back. So it was a shame. I was like holding up the shoes, like saying, "Look at this injustice." I'm like, if they're going to film me, I might as well make a show out of it.
When I left Montreal, I fly first because again I have disposable money and that's one of the things I will pay for.
Kenny's rich, so it's just
what's up?
Worth it.
I didn't hear what you said. But anyways, so we have so I fly and guess who sits next to me? So I'm hungover, right? It smell like booze, smell like cigarettes. There's one person that's late on the plane and it's Fluff McCown. Like Tiger and Freddie couple.
Yeah.
Caddy. And he sits next to me and he's in rougher shape than I am. Right. This guy's like 80 years old and he had been partying all night after the President's Cup. The United States has won. And like people around us are complaining. They're like, why does it smell like booze and cigarettes? Right. And it's just me and Fluff.
Yeah,
right?
It's Fluff
there, just reeking of the night before, like whatever, no shower. Just straight to the airport from wherever the hell we both were. And they had no problem with that. They probably could have, but we paid the extra for seats. And not
yeah, first class gets you that benefit. How long was that flight?
3 hours.
No big deal. Yeah, it'll reek out by then. But yeah, first class gets you that benefit of the doubt. But I did not learn a lesson, by the way, getting removed from that flight. All they did was give me another day in Chicago. So you should have seen how hungover I was the next day.
So it was just like a perpetuating loop. You just got stuck in Chicago. For the rest of your
exactly.
Life?
Well, we'll try it again tomorrow, I guess. Right. Yeah, I'll try it again tomorrow, I guess. It's whatchamacallit? Infinity? Well, I don't want to say infinity.
The terminal.
Yeah, the terminal, right. Tom Hanks lived in the airport for a while.
Kenny, how is the GLP-1 going? Because I can see it, but how do you feel?
It's fine. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I was like almost 300 pounds. Like, I stepped on the scale like a year and a half ago, and I was like 298, and that was like the biggest I'd ever been in my life, right? Without a doubt. And so I realized I had to lose some weight. So I lost like 30 pounds the legit way, right? Diet, exercise, walking, stuff like that. And I lost the legit way. And I was pre-diabetic at that point in time. And so my doctor was like, you're not pre-diabetic anymore, but I can keep you as a pre-diabetic if you want to try these GL1 whatevers, right? And I was like, oh, he's like, you should try Mounjaro. And so that's what I was like, sure, let me try it. And I lost another 45 pounds using that. And what that does basically is it just makes you not hungry. Like you don't feel hungry ever, like ever. That's what that drug does.
It gets rid of the noise, they say.
Yeah,
food
and so
noise,
like
right?
When I first started it, there were days where I forgot to eat.
Yeah.
Right? Because I was in the mood to eat. Usually, my body lets me know, you need to eat something right now. That never happens on Mounjaro. That's what Mounjaro takes away from you. And so, you lose a bunch of weight. And then I a couple months ago, I tried to get off of it. And basically what happened was I'm hungry all the fucking time again.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, hey, my stomach's grumbling. This is weird. This is new. Like I forgot, and so I gained like 15 pounds in like 2 months. And I was like, you know what? I'm going back on it.
It's funny. It's funny you say that because that's like the two things they say about like one, like, you got to do it forever. Like you have to keep doing it or it doesn't work. Like you're right. Like every other exercise and diet, like, and you always have to do a diet exercise. But I do like when you say that too, because there is a stigma when they're like, you said you lost weight the legit way first. Because it's funny when you tell people like, yeah, on Ozempic or something, like, oh, you took the easy way out. Like you took the easy road. Like, yeah, who doesn't want to take the easy road? What are you talking about? It's like, would you get to the top floor? Would you take the elevator up there? Why don't you free solo on the side, on the outside, and climb up the thing? Be as hard as possible. It's medicine. Like, what are you talking about? And it works, obviously.
I listen. If it's getting people slim, good news.
Yeah. It is a bit pricey. Well, I tried it early. I'm like, cocaine is cheaper than this, and you get a little more fun. But
well, that's the thing. My insurance covered it.
That's great.
So with insurance, it's $25 a month.
Yeah.
Without insurance, $1,100.
It's a what? It's $1,100?
Yeah, it's insane. And it's like every 4 weeks.
For 1 month for 4 shots without insurance.
And even a childless man with a disposable cash like yourself has to have limits,
No, yeah, I can't. I'm not affording
strippers, food, but no, $1,100 a month.
So
but $25.
That's great.
I'll take that.
So,
yes, sir.
I think that we're gonna have people already buy prescription drugs from Canada and like come back across the border. I think there's something to do with the copyright law in Canada about the GLP-1s that they're going to like the public domain, so people can start producing this stuff for like $10.
Oh,
it seems. I don't know. I mean, like, who can produce it? like anybody? Like, it seems sort of risky.
Make your own Ozempic.
Yeah, I don't know, because there are side effects. Like supposedly, like you could lose vision and shit like that, and like there's bad stuff that can happen. But there's really bad stuff that can happen if you weigh 300 pounds and you don't do anything about it too, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, which one are you gonna, figure out?
Yeah, and if you don't want to eat food, then you don't want to see it either. So what's the point? Who cares? Lose the vision.
So how does this affect you going to Michelin star restaurants?
I usually eat an edible.
Yeah.
The weed overtakes everything.
I love it.
Especially the amount of edibles that I'm usually 100 to 200 milligram at a time guy.
Drug the drugs. I like that approach.
And so I'll pop in. I popped an Eddie before I went to the Michelin star, and I crushed a 5-course meal by myself.
200 milligrams is impressive, by the way. I will say that.
Are you on edibles
in DC,
right now?
There's no laws. Like they deliver it to my house in Virginia. And there's nothing like in Virginia and Maryland, the most you can, and in Canada, the most you can get is 10 milligrams, right? And that's
awful. No, that's awful.
That's not even going to make me like sleepy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just be like a normal person with 10 milligrams. So I need the big one. So I get this thing. It's like 2,000 milligrams, and it's 10 of them.
Wow.
And I get that. And in DC, it's awesome. They just deliver that shit straight to your house legally.
Yeah, no, it's great. Is that thing you have to break off? I love when they give them to you, like, and then you take it. Like, you didn't do the whole thing, did you? Like, that was 1,000. Like, well, why did you give me the whole goddamn thing? Like, just break off. Why don't you break off the normal portion? I would have done that. I just would have had the leg. 1,000 milligrams is nuts.
So here, I looked up the story here. So the copyright is losing it. So a bunch of places like even Wegovy and Ozempic have applied to make this generic pricing. Sort of like when you go to the grocery store, they have Heinz ketchup and whatever the brand name is, like the white label. Yeah, Hunt's ketchup. But it could be like 80% off what the branded versions are. So it'd be like $60 to $70 per month.
Yeah, Ozempic doesn't want that because the company that owns Ozempic, it makes as like 60% of the gross domestic product of Norway.
Yeah, so this is going to lead to, for at least Canadians, that should be pretty good. But just the amount of illegal smuggling of this stuff back across the border is going to be outrageous.
Yeah, they're going to be easy to catch though. The suspects will fit a type, if you will. Crossing the border with Wegovy in their pants.
Well, unless they spend the time in Canada, then they're the slimmest people alive. You'd never suspect it.
That's true.
But apparently it also has like they just released a new study that there's great habits for breaking addictions, that if you're on it, then it's easier to quit smoking or drinking or drugs, whatever it might be. Obviously not in everyone.
That could be true. I've been drinking and drugging a lot less since I've been on that. I don't drink that much anymore, because it usually leads to drugging, and I try and avoid that now. And so, it still happens. I'm not saying it doesn't, but instead of a few times a week, it's like a few times a year. Now, I don't know if that had anything to do with Ozempic or me just being older and realizing that, when I'm a drunk, I'm sort of an asshole. It could be that, realizing stuff when you get older, but maybe it's because of the Mounjaro. I don't know. I can't stop smoking. I've been trying. It's so fucking hard. I need that fume shit that you got, Pat. That sounds like something that would help.
Oh, wait, listen, I'll try the fume?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the fume is weird. So I have had one cig since November. So, and just I was out with my wife. The kids were away. We went to the bar where my sister-in-law works, and she went outside because she works in a bar. She smoked. It was like, you know what? Give me one of those. I had like 2 puffs of it. It was like, oh my God, why did I do this for 20 years? Like, what is happening? And
because it's delicious. This is fucking delicious.
It was, but then I stopped, and then to go back, I was like, this is no longer delicious. Like, I'm off of it now. I'm not used to the taste. And the fact I can smell again is wild. I haven't smelled anything for 20 years. When people said they lost their sense of taste in COVID, once you start smoking, you lose your sense of smell forever.
Yeah, it's a very hard addiction to break. They say it's tougher to quit than heroin. It's not, but there's a reason because heroin's more fun. Heroin's more fun. Cigarettes, problem with cigarette smoking is it's just addiction for addiction's sake. It seems like it's like you're relieving the stress of needing another cigarette. It's like if you play blackjack with one card, you could never win. You just keep playing. Like, hit me 5, fuck. All right, I guess we could show up again tomorrow. But if you do want to quit, and this is why I'll make this podcast serious, and I did quit. The only thing that did work is the book. If you've probably heard about it, it's a book called "Easy Way to Quit Smoking" by Alan Carr. And I don't believe in anything really in life except for that book, the Alan Carr. It's amazing. You can smoke while you read it. It took me like a year to read it because I was afraid to quit smoking. But they encourage you to smoke while you read, and by the time you get to the end of the book, you don't even think about it again. It's wild.
I was close once, but that was when I reached 298 pounds. I got to I was down to 2 or 1 cigarettes a day. I was almost done. And then the doctor came with the Mounjaro, and I was like, then I was like, I hit the scale, and I was like, 298, I got to lose weight. And it's hard to lose the weight and stop smoking at the same time, right? Because usually when you stop smoking, you end up compensating for that by eating more. Right.
Sure, and you smoke after you eat. It's all that's what all sets up the whole addiction thing. We honor it, but you get off a plane, you smoke, you go outside with it. That's what makes it even more addicting than it should be.
I'm embarrassed that I still smoke now. I mean, I don't really care too much because I enjoy it. But when I'm out in public and stuff, I don't flaunt it. I'm cuffing my cigarettes this, so people don't know that I'm smoking and shit like that. And it's an embarrassing habit to still have, and I know it's horrible for me, but I just fucking love it.
But it's also the good part about it is the antisocialness of it. It's the only look, excuse me, we at a bar, so I'm talking to someone, and legitimately just be able to walk away from a conversation and go outside to smoke a conversation for any reason. I'd love to hear the rest of the story, about your whatever podcast, but I'm gonna go out in this fucking blizzard right now and try to give myself cancer. It's what I'd rather do than listen to this story, And you can't do that with gum. So you go out there and I just like to be able to walk away from someone, and there's nothing you can say.
See, you say it's antisocial. I find it's the most social thing you can do. I have picked up more times being outside smoking than I ever have in the bar.
Oh, being outside, there's a little community there. But what he's saying is that when you're out in the public, I mean, it does save lives, though, if we want to really button the show. Yeah, a couple Newports after Kid and a Kid. I mean, it's got out of jams. It's got in jams. I mean, this is I'm glad we did rehearsal this morning because that worked out perfectly.
See, that's a perfect bow on the entire thing. Kenny, this is what, year 11 of the Fantasy Golf Degenerates?
Yep.
If you want more Kenny stories every Monday night on Mayo Media Network, you can find them. Did you just record the show?
We just recorded it. We actually had a shit conversation like we did here on our show.
Nice. Yes.
So what you're saying is that we're now cross-promoting thematically on the network.
We are. We're talking about how once you hit 40 years old, right? Sometimes, when you're younger and you're not really sure, you're lifting the leg up, you're like, is this a fart or is this something else? 99.99999% of the time before 40, you were good to go.
Yeah.
Now, after 40, it's 90% of the time, which sounds like a good number, but really it's not.
I gotta say, I'm over 40 and I have yet to develop incontinence issues.
Well, you are in shape and you are healthy. I am overweight.
A lot of lifestyle comes into the shart situation. Which way that scale balances? The old shart scale.
It's also when the only thing that Kenny eats on Moonjaro is butterfish, so it's not helping.
Butterfish. Never more than 6 ounces, kids. If you're going to get the butterfish out on a date.
CJ, thanks so much for being on, man. This was a blast.
Yeah, this is great. Thanks for having me on, and shout out to you guys for hitting Nico over the weekend. By the way,
thank you.
And I saw your clip. I know a lot of golf Twitter had him, but I saw your clip. Nothing better than a good old fuck it, why not 90-1 bink.
Hey, listen, nothing else has worked. Might as well just get talked into and be like, sure, why not?
Fuck it, let's go.
Let's just do that. See if that
That's
works.
That's got to feel good. Yeah,
it does.
Great.
Do you have any shows coming up? Anything you need to plug?
I'll be in Virginia Beach and Richmond, Virginia, actually, in the beginning of April, doing Funny Bone up there and some theater thing up there with Richard Miller. So,
2 hours away from me.
Yeah, love Richmond. Well, Richmond's a great city, too. Yeah. Richmond's a great city, too. Yeah, so second week of April.
Richmond, I played in a strip club golf tournament in Richmond before.
Yes.
Strip club golf tournament?
Oh, it was glorious. They had strippers on every hole. Like the first hole, we're putting, and the girl is like straddling the cup, and you're just bouncing putts off her, little area down there. Like you pick up the ball, it's like moist. It's like wet. On the turn, right? We had there's lap dances at the turn, and we did our little lap dance, and we hit our tee shots and drive away. We had a couple hundred in singles, and we just started throwing them off the side of the golf cart, right? And then we look behind us, it's a gaggle of strippers just like running down the fairway, picking up the bills. It was a great time. I was passed out by the 12th hole. If you live in Roanoke, Virginia. It was the Hooters in Roanoke. GM there invited me, and there's a picture of me. In how Hooters has those walls of pictures sometimes. There's a picture of me in the very bottom corner with like half a dozen stripper titties around me, and I'm just knocked unconscious on the 12th hole of that event. But it was a good time.
Did you get invited because you were such a good patron?
He's the Michael Jordan.
He was a friend of mine. Yeah, he became
the Michael Jordan strip club.
Yeah.
Were preferred lies in place during this tournament?
I don't remember that shit. All I remember is Jose Cuervo black at 8 a.m. And it was just it was a Royal Nuke Tent. It was a Royal Nuke Tent, which is a very, very nice course in Richmond. And it became like private afterwards. And a buddy of mine joined that course, and I told him about the story. And he was like, "Man, there's been rumors of this event, but no one believed that it actually happened." And I was like, "Yeah, definitely happened. I was there."
Lift and clean rules were definitely in effect there.
And some sanitization after the fact, I'm sure.
Maybe.
At CJ Sullivan on X if you want to check out CJ. And again, over at SGPN if you want to find the podcast and all the shows that he's doing. I hope you come back sometime. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, blast. Thanks for having me on, Pat and Kenny. This was great. And I'm now 100% a subscriber to Fantasy Golf Degenerates. If I'm going to get more shit, strippers, and blow stories, that's the kind of golf I like.
The episode we had this week was really good. If you listen to my show, just remember there's timestamps, right? The first half is a whole bunch of bullshit. The last half is the real golf, where we talk all for real. So
I love it. I'll put down a 1.5 speed anyway. We'll get to it.
There you go.
Never. Do not. No, how you really do that?
What, speed?
1.5 speed?
No, I do 1.3. It's as high as I go.
Oh,
I'm getting up there though. If you get too crazy, you can get really like conspiracy when it's just drilled into your brain. But yeah, one time I had it on 0.7 the other day by accident. And I really thought, are these guys slow? Like, what's the fuck? Are they fucking? Like, is there any Down syndrome?
My buddy hit me up. My buddy hit me up one day, and he was like, "What was wrong with you during the show?" I was like, "What do you mean? What was wrong?"
Yeah.
With you? It was fine. Like, you sounded drunk and slow the entire time. I was like, it was normal. He had it on like 0.7.
Yeah. Check it out.
He thought that's the way we were talking.
Whenever I encounter people out in the wild, they're like, "Hey, I listen to the show all the time." It's like, you don't sound anything like what you do. They listen to it like 2x. Like I sound like I'm just doing speedballs the entire show.
Yeah, why don't you sound like Alvin and Chipmunks?
Podcasts are recorded at 1x. People should listen to them at 1x.
No,
that's my stance on it. No, you're not getting info from my fucking show. Like you're here to like chill out, kill some time.
Yeah, it's 100%. I like ending on that. Tell them how they should enjoy it. Tell them what you should do. Yeah, I agree with you. Though you're right.
That will do it for me. If you enjoyed this show, smash the like. Hey, every time you tune in on Thursday, you have absolutely no idea what you're gonna get. Maybe Jack in the Box, something mystery box. We'll come up with a name, but something around that. I think that's what we need to do here because each of these 3 shows has been way different. I've enjoyed them all. I hope you have too. Support the Thursday show. Share it around. Tell some friends. You don't have to give a shit about sports to listen to this show anyway. All right? I'm Pat Mayo. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Mayo Experience! Experience!